everybody? This is Alyssa coming back to you with another YouTube channel video. And today I'm going to talk about how I fell in love with my best friend. I know this is a huge storyline. I know this seems out of the ordinary what we're about to talk about. So let me get to the details right quick. Y'all excuse how I look. Next week is Easter and I don't have nobody to do my hair. So I had to whip up something so quick for you guys to look decent on the camera. And I just whipped this ponytail together. Shout out to Sensational Beauty for giving me this little ponytail slay. Half up, half down. I just use the ponytail part. But tomorrow, I will have my hair done. What Alyssa actually looks like. But let's get into details. Enough about me. My storyline is the time that I fell in love with my best friend. Let's get into the details of how I'm gonna tell y'all in the beginning. I don't have my book to guide me, actually guide me, but we're gonna just talk about it. We're just gonna do what it do. Anyways, recently, the best friend that I have, I know a best friend is somebody that you've been with that person, that's been your best friend for like years and years, but that's not how my life works. I have like people that just, they reach out to me and say, hey, you cool? Not being cocky or anything. They say, hey, you cool? Let me get to know you and stuff. I feel like we'll be good hanging out. So, I don't mind, I'm just, I know that I have my own issues, so I try to stay away. Of course, everybody has their issues, but, actually, can I see myself actually telling somebody, hey, I think you're cool, we should hang out? I have never did that, so that's, new to me. But this particular best friend, I have known him since I'm a church PK. If you know my videos, if you've been watching my videos, I am a PK. And I've been knowing this fella for a good while. We was like 12, 13. And, it was very innocent. I am 3 years older than him. He is 19 and I am 22 now. I think it's 3 years. Yes, it's 3 years. And, I would see him at church events, but I would say, praise the Lord, this is our greeting. If you're a church kid, praise the Lord is the greeting. It means hello in the church slang, church, however you want to call it. So, I would tell, praise the Lord, how you doing, stuff like that, and go about my business. So he moved down here after he graduated. He moved down here where I'm at. My dad started a church out here in Baton Rouge. And he moved out here and he was very new to like the world. He just turned 18 at the time. I was 21. And at first he was close to my sister. And so they get it off really well. They was friends, laughing and joking. She was showing him around the city, stuff like that. But at the time, I had 2 jobs, and I had a best friend. I had a best friend at the time, but we decided not to be best friends because we was on the wrong pathway. I wanted God, and I guess she wasn't, she didn't want that pathway, and I would tell her, like, you don't know, you have to be honest with me, I don't, I can be friends with you, but you have to tell me, like, oh, you don't feel comfortable doing this, you don't, you got to tell me this stuff, because I'm thinking you want to reach out to God and stuff, and that's cool and dandy, like, even if you didn't, like, I would still, be nice and be your friend and stuff, but we decided, go a different pathway. And she recently called and reached out to me. This was back in 2000 and it was before the pandemic. We in 2021. That would have to be in 2020, 2019, something around that area. So we decided to, uh, go our separate ways. But at the time, I was her best friend, and she was a stud. And that was new to me because I never had a stud friend. Stud is a girl that thinks that she is a man, and I don't talk about gay people, but uh, I don't you know I don't encourage it either. So, anyways, we would talk about different stuff, work and stuff. And so he came along. I forgot. I got off subject that fast. He came along, and at the time I didn't. I had two jobs, but I didn't have a vehicle. And how we hit it off was he was telling me he was like he saw me going to work, going to my two jobs, and he would say you need a ride and stuff, and do you need a ride pick you up from work? So I was like, okay, yes, like thank you, you're so nice and stuff. And so I would get the rides from him, and we would be talking in the car, just talking about like similarities, life and interests and stuff. And I've come to find out we had a lot of stuff in common. We had a lot of stuff in common. We was like this when as we started talking and developing a relationship, a friendship. Uh, we started talking and we had a lot of stuff in common. So I was like, oh my goodness, he's cool. Like I never knew stuff about this person, this male. Like he's cool. I can see myself definitely uh, hanging with him. So my sister and him, they started talking a little less more and stuff. And he started hanging out with me. We'll go get something to eat, and we'll talk and stuff. We'll ride 3 o'clock in the morning, get ice cream, stuff like that. It'll be times where I got off from my second job, and I would watch a movie with him and stuff. He'll come, he was he was going to our church, and are my parents are leaders, youth leaders, and he would come to the house where I was living with my parents, and watch a movie with me and stuff. And it was just cool vibes, real cool vibes. It was cool and everything. And I would tell him. Then I started telling him my deep dark secrets and stuff, and you know, I felt like I could confide in him and stuff. And so we started being friends. We started shopping together, watching movies, like I said, getting crawfish, stuff like that. Just normal, cool church kid, bonding time, stuff, get into stuff. We went downtown with the bikes and stuff. And, I didn't see him like that at first. I was doing my two jobs. I had people that I was talking to interested. He had people that he was interested in. At the time, I have another sister. And she's younger than me. Excuse me, that's not music. I love music on Saturday night. But he was interested in my sister. He would tell me, "Oh, I'm interested in your sister and stuff." But it wasn't like, "Oh, he's trying to be my friend to get close to her." It wasn't like that. It was just he was new out here and he wanted to have family oriented friends, and we was hanging out more and more. And so what happened? The pandemic started, and I quit my job, and at the time, he was still giving me rides. I had got another job, and he was still picking me up from work like nonstop, constantly. Then I remember I had started as a young person. I had started dealing alone, and this boy, he literally told me, "Oh, you stressed about the loan because at the time I didn't want to pay out my own pocket." So I just didn't like. At the time, I didn't know like they was charging every day interest, and so I was like, man, I don't like that, and I want to pay it off and stuff. And he said, why don't you why don't you use my card and pay it off? I was like, in my mind, I said, man, this dude he really cares about me. He really, he goes beyond measure. He picks me up from work, calls me every day. We was FaceTiming every day. and I couldn't tell him anything. So I was like, I said, this pandemic had us all like hanging out and stuff. And then I noticed something. I started noticing something. I started liking him. I started thinking about him more and more. Um, just thinking about what he was doing that time, what what he was, you know, what he doing, when he gonna come over. Just anxious. Started being anxious for him to come over to the house and watch TV with me and stuff, and just waiting for him to call like throughout the day. And I said, I'm starting to love this dude. I'm starting to like him in that way. I said, no, I don't want to like him like that. We best friends. You know, I don't see him like that. He likes my little sister. But I started like actually loving him, and uh, was scared to tell him that I loved him.